I'm sure I'm glad that we waited because we just had a large. And you're going to have the opportunity to see their names flashing in lights. And kids, we're going to ask you to not look up to the screen to see your names flashing because tomorrow night during the backyard... Was a long time ago in a far-off land, in that little old town called Bethlehem, that a man and wife with their 2 sons in tow packed up all that they had, for their plan was to go from their home in Israel to a land called Moab, which all the Israelites hated and thought was quite drab. For Moabites and Israelites were always bitter enemies, and nothing ever tried could make this tension ease. Yet on they traveled, this family of 4, because back in Israel, food was no more. Now this father, whose name was Elimelech, had 2 sons who always seemed quite sick. Mahlon would cough and never seemed to quit, while Kilian was known to have quite a sneezing fit.
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Unfortunately, God bless you. Too true. Anyways, unfortunately, first the father, Elimelech, got sick and died. Then Mahlon coughed himself to death. Tragedy upon tragedy. Kilian died. Well, both sons had married women who were Moabite, and now the 3 widows were left with quite a plight. For Ruth and Orpah, with their mother-in-law, Naomi, had no food nor water. They were feeling quite lonely. So the three packed up and joined a caravan that was making its way back to Bethlehem. And as they made their way, Orpah became unsure. To leave the only home she knew was a lot to endure. But before I take up too much more of your time, just watch and see while I take a rest from this rhyme.
Are we there yet? No, not yet. We just started. I can't wait to see that now. I got it all from Strat's supposed to look from the way you described it, Naomi. It's real rude. There's nothing like you. You're mobile. Well, what about you? Me? I'm beautiful. They'll know I'm a princess. Oh, look, Jacob. He's so cute. Oh, I didn't do anything.
Ruth. Girls, maybe you can stay here. You have your friends and family. I don't have any more sons for you to marry. Even if I had a baby right now, you shouldn't have to wait till they're all grown up for you to marry them.
We can never leave you, right? Well, she does have a point.
I will leave you both from your obligation to me.
Are you sure you don't have a cute nephew somewhere?
It's been years since I've seen them. They're probably all married by now.
Naomi, we promised we'd stay together, and that's what we're going to do. Ruth, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Look, she's released us from our promise. I'm too beautiful to stay single. Look. Can't you let it go? No, a promise is a promise, and that's more important than finding your man. Ruth, I think Naomi's feeling a little tired from all she's traveling. We better take her home. We better take her home and let her rest. No, when we married your sons, we became part of your family, and even though they died, that still doesn't change anything. Oh, look, it's Jacob from that street. He's so cute. Jacob, tell me I'm a princess.
Maybe you should stay here. God has taken my husband and my sons. You shouldn't be around someone as cursed as I am.
Naomi, you're all the better. I would never leave you. I am leaving all I've known. My people, my land, my home.
Back in Bethlehem, an unsuspected Boaz was living, quite wealthy and respected, for he was always giving food to the hungry and also to the poor. He'd help anybody who came to his door. His workers adored him and were always quite loyal. You know, it seemed as if Boaz was royal. Yet there was only one thing that Boaz seemed to lack. It wasn't money, power, not a pat on the back, but love, true love, enough to fill his heart. But he would deny it in a second, which wasn't always too smart.
What a great wedding. All that food and singing.
Can we go?
Oh, come on now, Boaz. It's a wedding. Be happy. Two people in love spending the rest of their lives together.
I'd really like to go now.
What is it with you and weddings anyway?
Well, they just make me feel uncomfortable.
The happiest day of two people's lives, and you're uncomfortable with that?
Well, no.
You should be like me. I know I'm not going to get tied down, so weddings are just free food for me. Unless you're trying to skip out on the prayer shawl talk.
I hate the prayer shawl talks.
If you catch it 3 times in a row, you're the next one to get married.
You know what? I'm leaving now.
And you should leave. The moment you let a woman into your life, everything's ruined. No more freedom, no more fun, no more life. I'd like to think that I'm a gentleman with gentle thoughts and gentle hands. A man who never lacked integrity. A man absorbed in quality, whose life reads like a poetry. A man who lives his life with dignity. But you can bet your life and shekel that there's you from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde, that's not so far away. If I ever let a woman start to call me things like good, but you know she shouldn't know I curse it down. And it wouldn't stop right there, cause I start to lose my hair the moment she begins to want a wedding ring. On the fateful wedding day, as I threw my life away, you would hear this very quiet just to sing. So you can have romance and wedding bells, candlelight and perfume smells, picnics just for two under a tree, roses by the dozen tied, with pretty notes and notes inside. As for me, I think I'll keep my sanity.
caravan has Naomi and a Moabite woman.
Naomi, isn't she related to us, Boaz? Boaz, where do you go?
Ladies, I hereby call an emergency to order. Here they go again, talking about everyone's business. Our first order of business is to this Moabite girl living here with Naomi.
Moabite? They're a sworn enemy.
I move that we vote not to like her.
I second it.
Ladies, please, what do we know about her?
She's beautiful.
She's young. She's single. That's good enough for me. I don't like her.
How did you find out about her so fast? They're just that good.
And all in favor of not liking her, raise your hand. That settles it. No to like her.
Look, it's Naomi and a Moabite woman. Naomi, where's Elimelech and your sons?
They're dead, and we came home empty.
And who is this?
This is Ruth, my daughter-in-law. She left her country, her homes, and her gods to stay with me. She worships Jehovah now.
Moabite? Maybe she's a spy.
A spy? How exciting! I'm not a spy. Just because I come from a distant place doesn't make me your enemy. But you're from Moab. They're different than we are.
Yes, the stories we've heard about them are awful.
But they're just stories. That's all. They're not true.
more important than what was easy. She's part of my family. She's my daughter. Ruth, let's go home.
Ruth, why don't you have a day with us in the field? I'll help you.
Here, you can have some of my lunch, Ruth.
Yeah, he doesn't eat all that food.
You can gather grain with Boaz in the field. He treats everyone the same. You'd like him. I'll make sure she finds a way home, Naomi.
So there they went, and Ruth fit right in. The townspeople treated her as if she were kin. They went to the field and worked all day, on past noon till the sky turned gray. Then the workers all left, each to their home, while Ruth stayed behind to work some alone. She wanted to gather just a bit more grain, for tomorrow she feared there could be rain. So she wanted some extra grain, just in case the rain forced her to stay inside this new place that she now called her home. And Ruth began to believe that in this new home, God's will she would achieve.
You know, I think we're going to have a great harvest this year. Thanks for all the rain you sent. It looks like I'm going to be sending more tomorrow, too. You know, I've really been thinking about that wedding this morning. I know you say it's not right for a man to be alone. I guess I'm just a little afraid. I don't want anyone to be my wife. I want the one you made for me. I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but I'm not getting any younger. Hey, what are you doing here? I work. What are you doing here? I live here. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Boaz. I was just getting some extra grain for tomorrow. Hey, you're that person who came up to Naomi this morning, right? My name's Boaz. So, who are you talking to? Too bad. I thought here every night to talk to him. Does he ever answer you? Sure, and not always with words. But he does answer me every time. Haven't you ever talked to God before? Kind of do like this. I thought I heard you ask something about meeting someone. I'm not interrupting something. Oh, that? Nah. I was just asking when I was going to meet my wife. Oh, so you're married? Well, not really. You see, I've always been a little afraid that I might not meet the right person for me. It seems like you're so close, but I just can't find her. Have you guys thought about it? Well, sure. He always says the same thing. Wait. Well, it's getting late. I should probably get back to you. Oh, give this to her. It's a welcome home present for the both of you. Thank you, Boaz. Do you think you could teach me how to talk to God like you do? Sure. Why don't you join me tomorrow night? I'd love to. I mean, that sounds great. Good night. Good night. Hey, wait a minute. She isn't. Nah.
So Boaz and Ruth continued to meet. And deep down inside, Boaz felt complete. Is she the one he's been searching for? Would he finally retire from being a bachelor? These and many more questions the townsfolk wondered, all the time asking where they had blundered. For matchmaking to them was a local pastime, and a wedding in this town was like finding a gold mine. So there's where our story picks up from this point, as the townsfolk considered the next wedding to appoint.
So, have you noticed Boaz and Ruth spending a lot of time together?
Yeah, she says that she's teaching her how to pray.
Does this robe make my hips look too wide? Are you kidding? That outfit looks fabulous on you.
I think the next wedding will be Boaz and Ruth.
I hope Ruth flowers are better than me.
I know. Did you see the bridesmaid sandals?
No one wears white after Passover days. What was she thinking?
So have you noticed Boaz and Ruth spending a lot of time together?
He says he's teaching her how to play.
Why didn't I think of that?
Is this robe too clingy? I think it makes my hips look too wide.
Yeah, it does. Did you see the birds made shoes?
White after Passover, even I know better than that. I hope the food's better than this one.
I'll bet he asked her at the Harvest Festival.
Right after he'll declare his love for her.
How romantic.
So you think I'll pop the question at the Harvest Festival?
What a sap!
I'll bet you are ready for it.
This means we have work to do. We have a wedding to plan. Oh no, that means we have to sit through another wedding.
The Harvest Festival was a yearly tradition. It always began under one condition. The feast began with a prayer which was made to the Lord, and then you'd eat all the food you could hoard. But foremost on the townspeople's thoughts were how to fix up Ruth and Boaz without getting caught. They had schemed and plotted for weeks and weeks and grumbled to each other while they stuffed their cheeks. That all hope seemed lost, the two would never marry. Yet little did they know, things were about to get quite hairy.
Ruth, why were you at the festival today?
I couldn't go. Boaz was there.
I thought you and Boaz were going together.
No, he never asked me. He has to go at the thing.
What's the matter, child?
I think I might be in love.
I knew it! That means we have a wedding to plan. Autumn ones are so beautiful.
But Boaz always talks about being so scared of marriage.
Ruth, when will you learn not to listen to men?
Sure, they don't know anything we're saying.
Elimelech said that we'll never leave Bethlehem. And look, he moved to Moab and met you.
Samuel said we never have kids. Now look, he has 12.
Wow.
Ruth, I was going to wait to tell you this, but I think right now is the right time to tell you. Boaz is my closest relative alive. According to the law, he has to take care of me. And that includes making sure I have grandchildren.
What do you mean?
Boaz is my kinsman redeemer. According to the law, he must marry me.
I love this country.
Let's see. We'll have the wedding at Boaz's farm. We'll decorate the storehouse to make it look like a garden. We'll need flowers and silk.
Wait. I don't want Boaz to marry me because he has to. I want him to marry me because he loves me.
Then why don't you go ask him if he loves you?
I can't. Not while he's working.
You need to use the right approach.
We have a ancient custom for this.
You
Yeah.
do?
Yes, you need to, sit on his feet.
Really?
Yeah. Then tell him that he is my kinsman redeemer and he must marry you.
Well, I'm sitting on his feet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the law. Now run off before sunset.
Sit on his feet.
Well, mine are cold.
So on Ruth ran to the storehouse where Boaz was sleeping, curled up like a mouse. And quietly she knelt down by his side and crushed his feet with her backside.
Ow! Sorry. Where's Boaz? Over there. Ow! Your name is Kingsman Redeemer. We must get married. What? Do you love me? Are you okay? Are you in love with me? Well, I guess so. You guess so? Can we finish this without you on my feet? You're not sure if you don't love someone? What kind of answer is that? My feet, I can't feel them. How do you not know if you love someone? If you could just slide over a little bit. You either do or don't love someone. I can't believe you. Ruth, wait! Ow! You're still asleep. I'm not the only kinsman redeemer. There's someone else closer to her than I am. You knew all along? Yes, I thought I could make myself not fall in love, but I do. I love you. But I
still go fight.
When I was a boy, he was a boy. I was just a young thing, a young thing. When I was a boy, he was a boy. Always losing something, something. But now he's gonna fight for his girl. And then he has to fight the whole world. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I get down on my knees, down on his knees, to ask the Lord above, above, begging to him please, begging to him please, let me find my love, love. And now he's gonna fight for his love, and if he has to fight the whole world, I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. Now that I'm a man, he is a man. I am such a strong thing, strong thing. Now that I'm a man, he is a man. Not afraid of nothing, nothing. Now he's gonna fight for his girl. Oh yeah. And if he has to I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. I gotta keep my mind on track, I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. Oh, I ain't cutting no more slack, I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. Attack, 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 attack. I'm gonna get my baby back, gonna get his baby back. Attack, 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 attack. Gonna get my baby back.
Go get her, Boaz! I will. Do you think go? I'm just not that aggressive. Go! And what do you mean by fighting? Go! It's a scene change. I've already left and come back.
Oh, sorry.
Elders of the community, I'm going to ask for your wisdom. I love Ruth, but Isaac is first in line to marry her.
I am?
Do you wish to marry Ruth?
I guess so.
You guess so? What is it with you people?
If you marry Ruth, you have to take care of Naomi and her lambs.
Okay.
And your firstborn son will not bear your name, but the name of Ruth's husband who sadly passed away.
What?
It's true. Your name will no longer exist, so that Ruth's first husband's name still will. And all of your inheritance will go to a Moabite.
Guess not then.
Boaz, Ruth's available for marriage. Ruth, will you marry me? Ruth. Ruth, will you marry me?
I guess so.
Day of the wedding, and the whole town was invited. They all had dressed up. Everyone was excited. The table was set, no more food left to cook, and everyone had made sure to sign the guest book. And now we come to the moment of truth. We proudly present the wedding of Boaz and Ruth.
Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage is the most blessed of unions, the height of all our earthly relationships. This day will forever be blessed by God. Is there any give reason why these two should not be married? Anyone? Anyone at all? Well, let's just wait a few seconds to make sure.
No one does.
Do you, Boaz, take Ruth as your wife?
I do.
Do you, Ruth, take Boaz as your husband?
I do. Oh, sorry.
I Then before God and man, I pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together today, let no man put asunder. You may kiss your bride.
Wait, my parents are watching.
Given a big round of applause for the Backyard Bunch. We're going to have an opportunity to meet each member of the Backyard Bunch who was able to be here tonight. First of all, we're going to take a look. The Backyard Bunch tonight featured Zach, Katie Santillan as Ruth, Waylon Rocha as Elimelech, Mary Patterson as Naomi, Cassie Morales was Orpah, Kyle Zeller as Malon, Skylar Fall played Killian, Mark McMillan was Isaac, Daniel Santillan as Amos, Eric Fletcher as Jacob, Kian Zeller as Samuel, Christopher Morales as the Rabbi, Victoria Balthazar as Abby. Also starring tonight, Jacob Vargas, Christina Molschak, Nick Vargas, Sarah Richter, John Vargas, Sydney Parkinson. And now hold the applause. Chris Vargas went to a movie tonight. But Chris, are you in the audience?
No.
Not yet. I hope that by the next time we have Backyard Bunch, you'll have enough courage to show up for the final performance. But let's all pray for the Backyard Bunch. Let's have another big round of applause. All right, Backyard Bunch, please remain seated. I'm going to ask if we could bring the light over here just for a moment and bring these house lights up just a touch, okay? In the pew is a little yellow card. It's a visitor, a friendship communication card. And it right here, well, it'll accomplish a couple things. One, it'll be a nice orderly move. There won't be this rush out the door. We're going to invite all the adults. Please don't go home. Please go into the fellowship.
Yeah, another funny face. Stage, okay?
Everybody get in.
Okay, gotcha.
Don't do that, please. Okay, eyes look this way. Here at the camera and just do your best smile, please. Smile. Just a minute. Okay. Waylon, you can't turn that way when you're talking. We're trying to get pictures. No, Boaz. Switch your light. Put it down. Okay. Did we get some? I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, stop the light.
Over here, Ashley.
Get over here.
Great performance, you guys. I was really impressed. Okay, that's enough.
Thank you. Sound like your mom.